Hi there, that's right, it's Nick Dutch, and I'm back again one more time. How the heck's it going? You know, I've been doing these videos for a while now, promoting more or less the same message from day one. And there have been theists, atheists, spiritualists, deists, witches, freethinkers, occultists, and all the rest of those thinking about this one particular issue. This one particular issue that so many people just can't seem to get their heads around. Now, of course, it's quite common if you've got an idea which you think is well thought out, that seems clear and true to you. It might seem surprising that other people don't share your opinions, but of course a bit of time on the internet, especially here on YouTube, and you start to see that people don't have the same opinions as yourself, and you experience the wealth, so to speak, of cultural diversity and diversity of opinion. But I always feel the need to reiterate where I'm coming from. And I think it is important to repeat certain ideas, because I think it helps with human understanding. And human understanding is, of course, something which we should all be somehow aspiring to. Not only for ourselves and to improve our own personal basis of knowledge, but also for the rest of the people who come across the things that we say, the things that we do, and using our own lives as some kind of example or testimony, so to speak, to a particular message. We actually have a responsibility to make sure that people understand us, and for us to understand the things that we're talking about. So when someone approaches me and says, "Oh yeah, you believe in demons," or "you believe you can control demons," I would have to turn around and say, what really, and I mean really, led you to think that? I've been calling myself a transcendental deist, or transcendental deist, for a long time now. And it's still a title which best describes me. Do I believe in the objective existence, actual objective existence of a spirit being or spirit beings? I would have to say I don't know. Religion is full of ideas of God, goddesses, angels, spirits, and all the rest of those things. And some people choose to believe in a very literal way, saying these things exist. But I don't. You see, I came to a conclusion at some point that there was probably or possibly some basis for people to start having various theological beliefs. Some kind of primary cause, so to speak, for the beliefs themselves. I mean, obviously you can see a wide variety of different opinions out there, and a lot of them are based upon ideas which shows something about the reasoning ability or thinking ability of the individual in question, the various backgrounds or bases of their spiritual opinions. And I normally find that it shows that a lot of people who are of a theological bent can in fact be rather intellectually lacking. Just my humble opinion, of course. But do I personally believe in the spirits? Or do I personally believe in the thing which leads people to develop beliefs in spirits? I would argue the latter, because it's my opinion that it is the strange experiences that I talk about ad nauseum on my videos which leads people to believe that they have encountered a spirit. Now, I've spoken about experiences with angels. I've spoken about experiences, yes, with demons, as well as ghosts, apparent guides, astral projections, and a wide variety of other things, some of which were rather freaky. But these experiences, to my mind, indicate something a little more peculiar than to say that, yes, there are spirits out there, there is a spiritual force. I may, of course, develop my own personal theological standpoint, if you wish, but that is only a personal theological standpoint, a weak belief or a weak hypothetical stance may be. But these experiences, when they come, they're rather like going to university. I remember the days of my first year when I went to university believing I could achieve everything, I could be everything, and that I knew so much, and I was such a great individual. Then after 3 years of hard study, forcing my mind full of ideas about epistemology, ontology, scientific methodology, research methods, what science can achieve, what science can't achieve, sociology, psychology, natural science, behavioral science, neuroscience, and a fair few other subjects. After I'd completed a large chunk of my education, in which I was exposed to quite so much information, I came to the conclusion that I knew nothing, and that no matter how much I could possibly learn, there would still be more things to learn. So when I approach the experiences, the strange experiences that I've had, I can't say that they are conclusive proof of the existence of spirits. They are definitely, through personal experience, the proof that one can have certain varieties of personal experiences. But these things appear to be brought about by the same methodology used by occultists, magicians, pagans, witches, and all the rest. Religious methods, mind-altering methods, meditation, and the like. You could argue that some people have developed their belief in spirits because their exercises come from these various schools of thought which are so heavily laden with the ideas of spirits or angels or demons or ghosts. Maybe there is some truth to that particular argument. But I think that these particular exercises and the strange experiences that come from them probably say much more about us as humans, that we have the capacity to have these strange experiences, rather than turning around to us as people and saying, there you go, there is hard and fast objective proof of the existence of spirits, angels, demons, or God himself. Now, if the experience itself is just that of a personal experience, let's say doing 20 minutes worth of meditation and all of a sudden having something which appears to be a visitation or a very powerful, strong visualization that one could possibly confuse with hallucination. It is just a personal experience. It could be brought about by an aberration of the brainwave frequencies, a change in your bodily or mental chemistry, something along those lines. But they're interesting, nonetheless, because they happen. But if you move beyond that, to something which appears to jump the distance, shall we say, between two people, a message, a shared dream, an astral projection experience which seems to manifest something in somebody else's mind that they can relate back to you, having no foreknowledge that you had attempted the exercise in question, then more questions are raised. But these are questions, not answers. And we have to be realistic to the vast quantity of knowledge that there is still to gain. Some of the things which I've done through my journey have been truly astounding. Some of the things I've experienced have been truly astounding. But as far as are these things repeatable? Not always. And they are difficult to attain, and they do require an awful lot of work. Something which most people are, of course, not willing to put in because they have other concerns, businesses to run, jobs to do, relationships to build, and so on and so forth. And they find it hard to dedicate themselves to a certain quantity of time. And maybe this is one of the many reasons why religious people who have dedicated large chunks of their life to going to church or performing prayer and meditation are more likely to have these strange experiences, not because they are blessed by God, but because they have taken a certain quantity of time out of their life to do something which will bring about an anomalous state of consciousness whereby these strange things could occur. It's worth thinking about. So, I am a believer, therefore, in a fact, and a fact which I have proven for myself. And the fact is that these strange experiences can occur. Now, what these things say about us, we don't know. What these things say about the natural world around us, again, we don't know. The only thing that we could hypothesize is that consciousness is somehow distinct and different to physical matter, and it has the ability to, under very peculiar circumstances, transcend time and space to a certain degree, sometimes within our control and sometimes outside of our control. But these things, they happen. Now, if you're of a scientific bent, you will probably turn around to me and say, yeah, but there's no empirical proof of the existence of any form of spiritual force. To which I would have to reply, well, the only thing that you have is demonstrations that certain varieties of argumentation or certain forms of arguments are false. But that's all. You cannot disprove the existence of some kind of conscious force or the existence of spiritual forces. It is not possible to. All you can do is say this one particular argument that person X happened to come out with had problems, and that's all. And if their argument, no matter what it is proven to be false, there is no logical leap between that and saying that the phenomenon that they're talking about is also false. We do not know. We cannot say how these things operate. We cannot say how these forces properly operate. All we can say is that once in a while there are these strange experiences, and it is worthwhile having them. It is worthwhile experimenting with them, because all this is just personal experimentation. An experiential experimental art form, I call this, because that's essentially what it is. And it provides us, probably, with a greater sense of lack of knowing than some people would be comfortable in admitting to. My desire, my ideal desire, so to speak, would be for some of these phenomena to become better known and better understood, because I am of the opinion, and it is just an opinion at this stage, that some of these things, or indeed some things which can occur as a result of performing some of these exercises, could possibly have some benefits, no matter how slight, to human health of both body and mind, and to human communication over a distance, under some, again, strange circumstances. But it will require a lot more studying than's been done so far. And it will require a lot more work for more people to attempt to have these strange experiences.